A look down at the grid. It will decide a lot tonight in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Volvic World Long Drive Championship. The round of 16 set to begin. An enthusiastic crowd here at the Winstar Resort Casino, as we will see some of the finest in the game. At stake this week, a championship belt. Who will come out on top? The final preparations are underway. Now it's time to take center stage. It's the Volvic World Long Drive Championship next.
Distance. It's a simple word, but to them, it means everything. Every yard counts. This is what they do better than anyone else. Professionals and amateurs alike. They have superhuman abilities, and now fierce competitors from around the globe convene under the lights for an opportunity unlike any other as their season-long tour reaches the final stop. Driven by power, fueled by adrenaline, and energized by noise. These personalities are big, and the stakes even bigger. This is where you go long or go home. Welcome to the greatest spectacle in golf, the Volvic World Long Drive Championship.
We welcome you to the 2017 World Long Drive Championship here at the Winstar World Casino and Resort in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Big two nights here from Thackerville. Tonight, the men's open division round of 16 matches and a new event, the mixed team championship semifinals and championship match. And then tomorrow night, it's the men's open division quarterfinals, semifinals, and championship match. And the women's division semifinals and championship match, all live here on Golf Channel. Settle in for a fun night. So glad you can join us. Bob Papa with two-time long drive champion Art Sellinger. Michael Breed joins us here in the booth, and Jerry Foltz will be handing interviews. We're ready to tee it up high and let it rip for the introductions of our first match. Here's Mark Sherman.
He discovered long drive when he crushed his 18th tee shot past the Davis Park clubhouse, and now he's a dominating force on tour. He is the big deal, Ryan Riesbeck.
He has a house full of long drive tour trophies, but he doesn't have that world championship belt. He's on a mission to win one tonight.
The father of four gets up every morning at 5:40 a.m. to work out 5 times a week.
Not scared of the big names. He had to beat the #1 player in the world twice this week to make it here. A brand new face to long drive. Out of St. Louis, Missouri, he is Wes Patterson.
His first event ever. He didn't even have enough money for tour school, so he entered the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. Now he's in the final 16 tonight.
Didn't have enough money to enter the Q School for Web.com. It was just under $5,000. He had about $1,400. Didn't even have his clubs with him, Art. They were back in Houston, and obviously with Hurricane Harvey, he couldn't get back, but the camaraderie out here with the players lending him a driver and everything else. And then he beats the world #1 twice, Maurice Allen, as a novice. Pretty impressive.
Unbelievable. But a player, and as you see this setup right here, he's going to get right to it, but not been on this stage. And Michael, you know what happens when you get a little bit nervous, you get a little quick.
Well, and that's what you want to watch out for. You have the clock right in front of you over there on the left-hand side. You have to be careful of the speed with which you go. That will affect the speed with which the swing is moving.
All right, you see those numbers up on the left. You see one red, that means it's out of the grid. When it's in the grid, it will turn green, and Patterson down that left side, which is the fast spot. You see that slope down the left side of the grid. And it just goes out short of 440.
And this is a mini tour player here, competitive golfer that just put up 216 miles an hour in that last ball.
And this is a bullet. This is going to really move down that grid. Look at that ball bouncing around.
And that cross is 420. So Patterson, who was playing professional baseball in Australia, Was drafted by the Braves, had a shoulder injury, an elbow injury, now in long drive. Putting the pressure on Riesbeck. Last ball of the first set.
Whoa!
And look at that.
He snapped the shaft.
Snapped the shaft.
He did that in the competition.
Kyle Berkshire did that. I mean, these guys are going so fast through, that shaft just broke right over his back. And that's a souvenir.
Fortunately,
more than that,
the fan is okay. So, what's going through Riesbeck's mind? He's got a complete novice in front of him who nearly hit one 440. It just trickled out, and he was able to post one number of 423.
I talk to Ryan all the time, and he says, I control my own destiny in this arena right here. If I hit my ball, I don't think anybody can beat me.
What's amazing is watching that shaft. It tells you the speed and the torque they're putting on that shaft to be able to snap that
Yeah,
there.
there's no hold off, was there?
It's incredible. Pretty traditional setup here. And that's about the last part of this that is traditional.
He had a great year on the long drive tour. He won the Clash of the Canyon, which was a televised event right here on Golf Channel, 436 yards, made the semifinals at the Mile High Shootout, worked his way up to number 2 in the world, and is the highest ranked player left.
And how about this? He plays a quadruple X flex shaft, which is really stiff, with 7 degrees of loft. Trying to elevate that ball up into the air.
Trying to get one on the grid. Right now, he knows the number to beat is 423, and so far.
But he saw Patterson hit that ball 440 out of bounds. So he's hitting the heel of the club, which is going to be his mistake, coming over the top and coming over the top if you're going to hit the heel a lot.
So Riesbeck gets the first one in the grid at 378. Now the final ball of this first set, and that flails out to the right. So Patterson, who took down Maurice Allen, the world #1, not once but twice, has put some pressure on Riesbeck. He's already posted 423. They'll set the clock and he'll have 4 more swings.
And you know, in the qualifying for this, when they start out with 96, you have a 5-set situation. But tonight it's 1 set. It's single elimination. Even in match play, they were double elimination.
And I'll tell you the other thing I like about this new format is having 2 sets of 4 balls. Last year and in prior years with 8 golf balls right in a row, when you start to lose that feel, all of a sudden, you don't get a timeout. Here you do.
Now remember, Patterson hit that ball 423 with the other club. His first swing here in this set of 4, he switched out clubs. For more, let's send it down to Jerry Foltz.
Yeah, but it looked like he checked the head. It felt perhaps a little loose after just the first ball of the second set, and switched to what is now effectively his last driver after snapping the first one.
And you don't believe these guys come to these events with 15, 20 drivers for a reason. And he's down to his last one.
And he didn't even have any drivers when he came here. He had to get that built, which he did.
Not like his regular golf tournament that he would play in.
So Wes Patterson is going to take his time. He's got, you see the clock ticking down under 20 seconds. He's got all that time to make his last swing. He's missed the first 3 in this set of 4. And that's going to go off the grid as well. So the 423 that Patterson posted in his first set of 4, is that good enough to stand up against an experienced guy like Riesbeck?
I don't know. I mean, I think Riesbeck is shaking a little bit because he hasn't hit one solid yet. He's 50 yards behind. I think this is the first shot right here in this set is critical. Even if it doesn't stay in, he's got to hit that ball solid.
Pulls that one left. So now he's down to 3 swings to beat the number on the bottom of Wes Patterson's 423. Patterson only got 1 ball in play, but all you need is 1.
Yeah, this is not about getting a bunch of balls in play. This is 1 long home run.
This one's got life.
That's a tough part of the game.
Big bounce.
Remember, Patterson's, you see the ball out of bounds a little further up. You can hit it nearly 440, but it took that little downslope 2 more swings for Riesbeck to top 423.
And here we go. We keep an eye on that. Down.
This one looks very good.
Wow, a lot of pressure. 20 seconds left. This is huge.
This is the last swing for Riesbeck. He's got a best 423. And that is off the grid. And how about Wes Patterson? He knocked off Maurice Allen, world #1, and now he takes down Ryan Riesbeck. Absolutely stunning.
And now we'll head down to Jerry Foltz with Patterson.
Take a look at this golf swing. Again, this is a traditional player. Love that wide takeaway, huge turn, chest bent over that right leg. A little bit past parallel, drops it to the inside. Wonderful extension, and there's no hold on right here. Look at it hit that back right there.
Well, what you really want to pay attention to here, R2, is how they use the ground. So he shifts into that right side, his trail side, and then explodes into the lead, and then pushes back to create that whip. Watch this, you're gonna see this is the one that he broke the club on. Look at how he loads into that trail leg. Now he starts to torque the lower body starting first, jumping back, and watch this shaft is gonna break right over his back here, snapping right there. Amazing, now look out.
And fortunately, it hit the rail before it hit the fan.
Very fortunate. Look at the head even came off.
Wes Patterson advances. He's with Jerry.
That could have ended a lot worse for the gentleman over in the stands, but it looks like he's okay. Wes, you came here trying to make a storybook ending come true in the last chance qualifier without your golf clubs. Now it appeared as though you were down to your last golf club in that set. Describe what you were feeling under the lights for the very first time.
First of all, what an amazing opponent, Ryan Riesbeck, man. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him to give me some club pads. And I can't speak better words of that guy. He's unbelievable, and I owe it all to him to be here. You know, the pressure part about being here under the lights is, I've been under the lights in front of people, so you know, once I got the first ball about 3 feet off the ground, I settled down a little bit and got it done. So.
Yesterday you beat world #1 Maurice Allen, not once but twice to advance to tonight. Tonight you beat world &2 in Ryan Riesbeck. Do you have what it takes to go all the way?
Oh, this whole reshuffle the rankings area around is starting to get tough. So whoever's #3 is, gosh, I mean, these guys are all unbelievable. I mean, how the top 200 people hit it 420 yards. Man, the guys is just who hits it the best on each day. So.
You're moving on. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And just calling the Giant Slayer. Wes Patterson, you want to join the conversation? Hashtag World Long Drive. You do it via Twitter, Instagram. Get in on the fun. We're set for our next match. Mitch Grassing. He's going to be taking on Kevin Shook here at the World Long Drive Championship presented by Volvo. Today's coverage is brought to you by the new Vivid XT by Volvic, the official ball of the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. Winstar World Casino and Resort, let the good times roll. Callaway, the #1 irons in golf. Gorgeous night in Thackerville, Oklahoma. The moon in all its glory, 75 degrees. Winds coming out of the north at 5 miles per hour, so it's favoring the players as they hit the ball downwind here tonight. Bob Papa, Art Sellinger, Michael Breed, so glad you could join us. All right, we saw Wes Patterson knock out Ryan Riesbeck. Are we going to see more upsets tonight?
In match play, it can always happen. That's what happens in this sport because it's 8 balls and, 4 at a time. And I think you can throw seedings out the window. You can throw experience out the window because it happens so quick.
And Michael, what are some of the things that you really want to focus in on this evening?
Well, I think what we're going to see is anything it's not a conventional golf swing. The way they use the ground, how they're jumping up, the length of the clubs, the length of the swing. It is completely opposite of what I'm doing every single week on the Golf Fix. We're not trying to get it on plane. We're trying to make this go far, and that's what we're going to see tonight.
And just try to keep one of them in the grid. Let's take a look at the rules for the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. And here's what you need to know. The nitty-gritty. 2 players alternate hitting 4 balls during 2 90-second sessions. The longest drive between the 2 counts. Ball must land and stay inbounds to count. Player hits once the previous ball stops or goes out of play. Club head must conform to USGA standards. All right, let's take a look at the grid that the players are dealing with here at the Winstar Casino and Resort.
The most narrow grid they'll play on tour all year, the toughest grid to hit, 460 yards long, and that could be a threat tonight with a little bit of air behind him, but 53 wide, but I think it plays about 43 wide. That left side makes it play a lot tighter.
Yeah, there's a slope, as we saw in that first match, down that left-hand side, and if that ball starts kicking toward the side, it's going to wind up out of bounds. We are all set for our next match as we send it back down to Mark.
He qualified for his first World Championship at just 19 years old. Now 3 years later, looking to bring home the crown. Out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, it's Mitch Grassick.
Canada, speed, long drive, that's the recipe. Wait till you see this big man swing.
Currently studying commerce at Carleton University, a track and field athlete through the discus, javelin, and shot put. Now he's trying to shoot it deep down the grid.
This man once hit a drive 40 feet from the pin at Bay Hill's 555-yard par 5-6. He's looking to put on another epic show of strength for you. It's the Shook Knight, Kevin Shook.
He's twice the age almost of Grassing, but this cagey veteran is dangerous, folks. You will see some speed here.
Kevin Shook's got a baseball background, and you get a look down at the stage and the hitting area, and we are set to go. Kevin Shook and Mitch Grassing.
Kevin Shook, the grid is clear.
So a lot of these players have pre-shot routines, little things they do. Watch the twitching and the movement of the club face in his hands right before he takes it back. He will not stop moving.
And ball tracer and the tracer line brought to you by Volvic as we watch the ball flight of Kevin Shook.
Just a bit off to the right.
And that one sails out of bounds to the right.
To your point, it's a very, very interesting pre-shot routine. You can see that club is bouncing, hovering. He's always moving. And then what he does is has a little bit of a stand-up in the backswing. That's how he's going to be able to load that. It's an upward load, and then he really compresses down and through it.
Down the right-hand side, will it stay in? No. Once it goes out, if it kicks back in, it's considered out of bounds. So once it crosses that out-of-bounds line down the sides, it is considered out. You can't get a kick back into the fairway, so to speak.
That's busted right there.
Anytime you see the guys walking after it, you know they like it.
And he's no stranger under the lights. This guy's been in 4 finals, Kevin Shook has. And what does that tell you? Where's this golf ball at first?
416.
They say 416 out there, 416.
416 yards for Shook.
What does that tell you about that Patterson ball out barely at 440?
Shook's final ball sails out, so he gets one in, and he posts 416.
I used to be in this competition. You know, if you had ball speed over 200, Michael, 205, you were a player. But now if you're not in the 210, 215 club, you need not apply.
Well, I mean, every one of these players is 6'4", 6'5". We did the average. The average player is 6 feet 3 inches and over 230 pounds.
Watch this speed right here. This is one speed, full speed.
What I do like is that as he starts that downswing, he gives the club a little bit of time. It's not rushed. It's a beautiful tempo for a club traveling at the speed that it's traveling at.
All right, so watch his upper body turn right here. I love how I can see the left arm behind right there.
You're going to see a lot of that in these setups. Very high left shoulders, lead shoulders, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get that golf club going in an upward angle coming into that ball. Look at that ball speed.
225.
And that carried over 410 yards.
But it went 234 feet on the apex. I mean, that was
A pop-up.
What's an ideal number for that apex?
Well, what I can tell you is on the PGA Tour, the average, the players that are really hitting it far and generating a higher apex, they're at about 120 feet. That's double that.
Yeah. I think ideal tonight be about 170 with this wind 180, because he didn't get a lot of roll on that ball.
Not at all. You have to be careful also with this wind on spin rates, and when you start getting it, that's a better trajectory there. Good ball speed. Wow.
224.
But it's out of bounds, so Grassing, like Shook, gets just one of the 4 in the grid. But 417 is better than Shook's 416. Now 4 more balls for Shook. They put 90 seconds on the clock, which is not an issue, but it does give the players an opportunity to gather themselves, doesn't it?
It does. They really need to pace themselves, kind of stay in that rhythm. Here's a bullet right down the middle. He can watch that ball, and he cannot hit the next one until that one stops.
Be careful on the left-hand side. That grid can kick it left.
Looked like it hit into that hill before it kicked
but
left.
Kind of stopped it.
Look at his apex, 107. He's hitting it too flat, and Mitch is a little bit too high. They kind of need a little of each other.
And in this wind, you're better off too high than too low. This one's a better apex. 126 feet. Hang in there. Hang in
that
there.
hill, it's going to just dribble out. 2 more balls for Shook. Got to beat 417.
This one is spinning hard left. This could get on the ground and move.
Here we go, 1 ball.
Look at that ball tumble.
Yeah, but it's not going to get to where he needs it to go. He's got to get it
Let me hear ya.
to 417. This is his last swing.
And if he doesn't get it, Mitch does not have to hit another ball.
And that one misses out to the right, so Shook,
That's the ball game. Mitch Grassing,
ranked 14th,
Quarterfinals.
has been defeated by Mitch Grassing, who doesn't even need his second set of 4.
That just shows you in these matches, it's a game of inches. I mean, he got beat right there by less than a yard, and he's out. And again, in a single elimination. Look at this golf swing right here. Watch that upper body turn. Great setup, nice triangle that he maintains right there. He stays very steady over the ball with his head, but you will see the one common thing. Look at that club go past the golf ball at the top. Past 90 degrees to 180 degrees. Unbelievable.
Well, what I loved there was the full rotation. You can see, watch what happens as the back starts to torque. Look at the wrinkles in that shirt, and then he explodes. Watch the belt line go up in the air. That's what you're going to see with these players. Watch that belt line.
And in full speed right here, I cannot believe where this club goes and just say, ow. Because that ball flew over 405 yards.
Mitch Grassing has moved on. He's with Jerry.
Moved on in the narrowest of margins, just 1 yard, although you had 4 balls remaining. When you get into a situation like this where everybody's so evenly matched, it appears, is it a matter of just catching the right break at the right time?
A lot of the times it is just one lucky bounce. I know Kevin got a good one out there in his first 4 balls, and I knew I had to catch one if I wanted to beat that, and I got it by 1 yard. I hit it right in the center, swung fast, and I don't know how I got it by a yard, but it was enough to move on. That's all I can say.
Most important thing is you're moving on.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Good luck.
So the Canadian Mitch Grassing has moved on. One of the favorites. He's a 2-time Volvic World Long Drive Champion. Tim Burke coming up next. They're from Thackerville, Oklahoma. And it's time now for our epic performance presented by Callaway. And Art, we'll take a look at some of the key definitions here in the sport.
Speed, speed, speed. The club head speed, that's the head measured in impact, and ball velocity. And just to give you an idea, on the PGA Tour, the average is about 170. You see 225 tonight.
Well, we asked Will Hogue where he gets some of that distance.
I think a lot of that for this, for me, comes in the gym. I did a lot of squats, a lot of leg work, because I feel like power comes from the ground up. It really lets you use your hands better. And for me, at the end of the day, it's all about getting your hands through the ball. That really is where, for me, ball speed and flight and everything else comes from.
A look at the stage here at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship, getting set for our next matchup. One of the favorites in the field getting ready to go. Tim Burke taking on Stephen Coyce. And we are set for the introductions as we send it back down to Mark.
A two-time World Long Drive champion in 2013 and 2015. He's looking to keep up that rhythm here in 2017. He is the blonde bomber, Tim Burke.
He's tall, he's fast, and he plans on making that Volvic ball travel more than 220 miles per hour. He is on a quest for that third belt.
And his fiance Ashley is back home expecting their first child any day now. I spoke with Tim. He said, how fitting and cool would it be to win this third championship as my first son comes into the world.
A self-described, God-fearing, America-loving, gun-toting, weightlifting, long driver, and personal trainer. He hails from Wheaton, Illinois. He is Stephen Coyce.
A rookie under the lights on this stage. I asked him about facing Tim Burke, and he said two words to me: let's go.
Well, he's ranked 41st in the world, wrestled when he was in high school, and you're kind of in a no-lose situation, right? You're going against one of the favorites. Go out there and rip it and see what happens.
Two good things in his favor. Again, nothing to lose, because Tim Burke, I mean, for the last 6 years has just, basically dominated. And then going first, put a number up there and make Burke work.
Tim Burke, pretty active on social media, posted something on Instagram earlier with Joe Miller, the defending champ. Game day talk, a little game plan, 9 p.m. Eastern. Made sure you got Golf Channel in there. Good move, Tim. And we are all set to go. Stephen Coyce first up.
Coyce is a guy who's got a lot of experience in the golf space, plays a lot of mini tour events, and a very, very talented player.
He did really well in this qualifying because he's a good ball striker. We talked about that, and the wind was in and left to right, and he was hitting golf shots, he said. And I think when he saw the wind down tonight, he knew he's going to have to go to another gear. 210 right there. And again, we think that's fast enough, but you got players at 220 plus.
Well, you got to have club head speed, I think, above 140. He's hovering right around that number. Taking this down the left-hand side, trying to bring it back in. That will typically add some spin to it. That ball won't release much. You can see that one there just in the 365 range.
So the longer club, the longer swing, it crosses the line, and if you come back over it, you're going to hit the heel, the weakest part of the club, and that's going to put that spin you're talking about.
And that ball hooks left out of bounds, so Coyce gets one of his first 4 in, and he posts a modest 365, which I think takes a little pressure off Tim Burke, doesn't it?
It really does. In this situation as a competitor, it's really an 8-4 ball match right now, because Burke looks at the 65 and it doesn't exist to him. It might as well be OB. So he has to get 8 shots now versus 4. And watch the power where Tim Burke, I focus always on his hips. These hips are so fast through the ball. It's like a rubber band going through. So watch right here as he takes the club back. He'll lag that club back and turn right behind this golf ball. And when he goes through on the way down, these hips will open up and explode right there. Up off the ground, as Michael's told you the whole night. Incredible action.
You watch that, Art. What he's doing to falling back is he's letting that club move up into the air. So a lot of club head speed, not a lot of spin, and a really good launch angle.
Great separation because he trained as a pitcher at the University of Miami. And again, no stranger to this stage. 2 world title belts to his name.
Down the left-hand side with a little bit of a fade.
Will that stay in? That's going to stay in right near 390. Tim won on tour this year. Was a runner-up at the Clash in the Canyon as well. This is that one out to the right.
389.
So the green number on those boxes up on your left means ball is in play. Red means out of bounds. Burke has 2 more in this first set of 4.
And did you see right there? He was squeezing his right hand. He kind of opened and closed his hand. He had a little bit of an issue with his right wrist yesterday and was getting treatment. Pay attention to that through this set.
I would love to get a speed clock on his backswing. Not the club head speed going through, but watch how fast he basically whips the club back. And again, very shut at the top. You'll see that. He has a very low left arm for a 6'6" guy.
There you can see he's bandaged up that right wrist.
Yes.
That one's going to leak out of bounds to the right. So although he said that 365 of Kois in the first set didn't count in his mind, he only puts up 389.
Yeah, I felt like, you know, to really put the pressure on Kois, he had to get a 400+ number. And again, I'm going to keep going back to it. If you started the show with us, how big was that 440 ball? Barely OB by Patterson. What kind of speed does he have? 423 as well, making a statement.
4 swings left for Kois. Now he's down to 3 as that one goes out of bounds right.
That apex at 188 is way higher than you want to have it. That ball speed has to get up into the at least 210. That means he mishit that a bit.
And as a player, you cannot practice this setting. You can't practice what it's like under the lights with a clock ticking, with the cameras in your face. You just don't do this the first time he's ever been in this position.
That had everything that you would need, the distance. It just didn't quite have the accuracy. 2 balls left now.
Plenty of time on the shot clock for Kois. That's not an issue.
Oh, I think that's going to stay in.
This could be pretty good.
Numbers look pretty good. That ball started hopping.
Yes, that's over 410.
Yep. That's ideal. You're going to get 139 miles an hour of clubhead speed. You need to make solid contact.
So on his second to last ball, Stephen Kois hits it 415 yards.
He's going to make Burke have to hit this one.
And I'm wondering about Tim's right wrist. He knows he has to get after this, and he's got to hit it solidly.
It's really interesting, right? You know, for those that watch a lot of golf here on Golf Channel, you want it nice and quiet. You see Tim trying to get the crowd up. The players in this sport feed off the fans' energy.
That clubhead speed's a lot better. Ball speed down, so the smash factor's off. But that's better clubhead speed at 142.
Will we see another upset tonight?
You've had an unranked player beat the #2 player in the world. You could have a 41st seed now facing a 2-time world champion and the 5th ranked player in the world.
So Tim Burke is down to his final 2 swings. He's got to beat 415.
That was his coach, Trevor Anderson.
That's killed.
Is it going to stay in, though? It's down the left-hand side.
Will that thing hang on?
He's got plenty of time for his last shot.
That's big.
Oh, that's going to stay in.
Oh, just a little shy.
I don't know.
That's close. That might be one of those measurements. 415. Burke has tied him.
And they'll get the tape out. And if it's within 6 inches, they'll have a playoff.
Well, what about this one?
This one's a BB. It just hit into that hill.
Yeah, it hit into that one hill and stopped short of 400. So now they're going to take the tape out and they're going to measure. Unofficially, both at 415.
And they'll go from the middle of that line to the middle of the ball, just like you see right here.
7 inches. That was green, right?
If it's within 6 inches, we do a playoff.
Orange ball is 415, 2 feet 4 inches. That was orange, right? That was the orange ball. That was the orange ball.
So Burke's got him by 1.5 feet.
So 415 and 19 inches is Coyce. 415 and 28 inches. Tim Burke for the win.
So he beats him by 9 inches. Just think about that, guys. Balls that are flying 400 yards in the air and landing and rolling, and 9 inches gets Tim Burke through.
More than 4 football fields away, they're separated by that much. It's unbelievable how close that was. 3 inches away from the playoff. So let's take a look at Tim Burke here from behind. And the wrist didn't hurt on this one. That's his patented back. Look at that. Back of that left hand is so flat there at the top, a la Dustin Johnson. Great extension right there. He really extended through well. Awesome shot.
Has a bit of a, pay attention to his lead arm at the top here. When he starts to get up to the top, that lead arm is really long, and now it's going to have just a little collapse right there. Gets a couple of angles extra in here, and then he explodes upwards through that strike. Incredibly powerful motion.
Oh, take a look at the ball trace at the tracer line, brought to you by Volvic, and you see the swings, and it took a shot by Tim Burke, his second to last shot, to knock off Stephen Coyce. 415 yards, 28 inches. Best Coyce, 415 yards and 19 inches. Well, it could be a foot, it could be 10 yards. Doesn't matter. Stephen Burke's moving on, Jerry.
Yeah, Bob, they say this is a game of inches. That doesn't typically apply to long drive. It was tonight. 9 inches is the difference. First of all, the wrist. We saw you grab it. Is it okay?
Yeah, I'm excited to go do some therapy, but I'll be all right. I need to get the adrenaline going.
Do you think? Go ahead.
Sorry, just looking to get some energy to fight through it and stuff. It's bothering me quite a bit right now, to be honest with you.
Well, not only that, you're expecting a baby. Could be happening any minute now. Could be happening right now. You never know.
Probably wouldn't tell me. She wouldn't even tell me she had to go to the hospital in labor, to be honest.
I could understand that. Is that a big enough concern to you to think about the possibility of moving forward?
I'm definitely moving forward, 100%.
With your wrist and all the way to tomorrow night. We're talking about the tweet you sent out, the Instagram, hoping for another rematch.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I saw that Joe and I are on the other side of the bracket. That hasn't happened since 2013, but that'd be amazing. But I'm just going to take care of my body right now and just go to work tomorrow.
All right, seventh ball did it by 9 inches, and he is moving on, two-time world champion.
So Tim Burke found himself in a tussle with Stephen Coyce, and he gets it done. That right wrist, we talked about it, a little bit of an issue. He's got to get a little treatment done, but the good news for Tim Burke, he's moving on. He advances barely here in the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. You see him right there, wincing just a little bit. Give it a little flex, get some treatment, little ice. As he said, some adrenaline, and you move on. Speaking of hitting it far, how about Kyle Berkshire, 29th in the world. Trent Scruggs, they're going to do battle next from the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. Winstar World Casino and Resort playing host to the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. 8 gaming areas, 16,960 square feet. Wonderful spa, great restaurants, and 2 golf courses, 36 holes on the property. And the driving range converted into the grid here at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. Synthetic Turf International provides the turf from the tee box during the Volvic World Long Drive Championship telecast. Well, Tim Burke survived by the hair of his chinny chin chin, and a lot of people watching right now. And again, we encourage you to go on social media. Good to see Billy Horschel enjoying the action. Close one for Tim Burke. he was more nervous watching than he would be playing. Join the conversation. Hashtag World Long Drive on Twitter or Instagram. Which color will be used next? Kyle Berkshire getting set to go. And Trent Scruggs. Time for the introductions of our next match.
This guy is just 22 years old, but he is very familiar with the scene. He's been hammering balls in long drive for over 7 years, but we still call him that Scruggs kid. He is Trent Scruggs.
The shortest player in the field, but a fire plug on the tee. A great golf swing, should fill it up tonight.
Qualified for the World Championships each of the past 6 years.
The youngest athlete in the finals, this long drive rookie, is just 20 years old, and he comes to us from just a few miles down the road. Out of the University of North Texas, it's Kyle Berkshire.
He quit the UNT golf team to do long drive. Wait till you see this swing. Wait till you see this speed. He has one gear, and that is full throttle.
Yeah, and he just started pursuing World Long Drive earlier this year.
Yeah. Drove down the road down to Roanoke to our shop, actually, and came in, and we put him on the monitor, 195 miles an hour. I said, it's dangerous. You need to maybe go do a little work, give him a little recipe, and now he's 215 plus.
Is clear. Play away.
Transferred to the University of Central Florida for academics, but no longer pursuing golf. It's World Long Drive. Tracer line brought to you by Volvic as we track the first ball of Kyle Berkshire.
And his tendency is to overswing. I mean, Kyle at 85 or 90% is perfect. Kyle doesn't need to be 100%.
Watch how he straightens his right leg in this backswing. He's going to stand up. That's how he's going to see that right there, and then he's going to shift it. This one is a bullet.
Oh, that's gone.
That one is up.
Will it hit that hill, though?
No.
Nope. Passes it, and that's going to get a little bit of rollout over 400.
It's a good number.
407. Pretty good on your second ball. So 1 out, 1 in for Berkshire. Has to calm your nerves a little bit, too.
Makes all these golf balls a lot easier to hit.
143 on that clubhead speed on his 407. That is plenty of clubhead speed. 408, there it is. So needs to get that apex up a little bit more. He's down around 108. He can get this to the 130s to 150s. He'll take advantage of some of the wind. That's a little flatter and spinning right.
Will that hang on down the right? I don't think it quite will, but let's see.
That's going to go out. So Berkshire gets his second ball in, misses on the other 3, but a respectable 407 out there on that first set of 4.
It's a great start. And again, we'll see what Trent Scruggs brings to the table. He qualified in the match play, did really well, faced that in and across left to right wind, changed his shot to a fade to get through, and we'll see what if he's going to go back to his patented draw.
And he knows that he's not the fastest clubhead speed player out here, but he does have the ability to strike the center of the face more consistently because of that motion.
Yeah, this is science versus violence for sure.
Exactly. Can it travel the distance?
And officially, Berkshire's ball that's in was 407. Right, that one is measured at 406.
So you talk about efficiency. He's 6-7 miles an hour slower than Berkshire, but he's right there. I love the way he uses the ground, but he's using the grid and he's hitting the golf ball in the center of the face. If you're watching, that's the #1 thing that I always tried to do. Hit it flush in the middle of the face.
You bet.
Scruggs taking his time. He's got plenty of time, 40 seconds to hit 2 more balls. And that one drifting toward that right side.
Jerry's the weather the same down there as far as
the
wind goes?
Nice kick.
He got a nice kick. That hit on the line and kicked back in. Now, it didn't get to 400. And he's already got one at 406. The final ball for Scruggs in his first set of 4. Nope. That's going to miss left.
Berkshire in the lead at 407.
So Scruggs sends a message to Berkshire that I'm not going to let you get away from me here. He's got one at 406. Berkshire posted a 407 in his first set of 4.
the club head speed differential about 7 miles an hour. That is significant, and it speaks to the potential that Berkshire has.
Berkshire is new to this game.
Yeah, he starts on this tour in March at the Endless Summer Classic. He wins the qualifier, gets enough ranking points to hit, and that's how you work your way up on this World Long Drive Tour.
Just over 400. I love the way I casually say, well, that's just over 400.
Just peeled off 4 bills.
Yeah.
It's blowing about 3 miles an hour. Jerry, is it still doing about the same weather-wise?
The wind has died almost entirely from when we started the show tonight. The banners down the side are breeze just moving a little bit in the breeze.
This is bigger.
Yep.
I think he did just
That's
that.
across the 410 mark. He gets a nice little roll.
Looks like 415 to me.
Suffice it to say, these are not wind-dated drives, more than maybe just a couple of yards.
This is nice, though. 3 out of his first 6 in play. And there's another one. Again, when you play college golf, you know how to square it up, regardless how much you're moving.
Will it hang on?
Look at that club head speed, 146.
But if it goes down that left side, you can see that hill. The ball is not staying in the grid. So Berkshire has one more swing. He's got 415 on the board. And that one's going to drift out to the right and out of bounds.
Just off to the right. So 415 is the
So
number.
Berkshire has posted 415.
He's got
And that
4
means that Trent
balls
Scruggs
to do it. We're looking for the quarterfinals.
will have 4 swings to beat that number of 415.
The grid is
It's a
clear.
nice set
Play
for him
away.
there, Art.
Yeah, very, for a first performance for a rookie up here. Trent's really got to just have all the stars aligned to get past 415.
Round to 3 for Trent.
I like this play. Calm yourself. He knows he's got it in there, but it has to be, to your point, center face contact.
He's got 3 more swings.
So his transition is fast. He's trying to reach, you know, a different club head speed number right now, and his transition's fast.
You start getting that toe going through a little bit quicker to generate that club head speed, and you lose control of the face.
So we've seen the number 2 seed get bounced. And the number 14 seed, Scruggs, 6th ranked player in the world. Will he get eliminated? And that doesn't even get to 400. He's got one more swing to get to 415, or Berkshire moves on. Remember, it takes just one.
Oh, that's hit. He hit that ball as hard as he can hit it.
All right, let's see. It's in the grid.
It's up to the grid.
We wait for the official. It's 395.
395. So
And the mean green machine.
Kyle Berkshire, who took up long drive earlier this year, has moved on, a winner with a drive of 415 yards. And that seems to be a consistent number. Burke won with 415, Berkshire won with 415, Grassing won with 417, and Patterson 423.
Take a look at this move here, and Mike alluded to it. Once the right leg straighten up, he's got a lot of movement. He gets basically straight up here. Huge turn, drops to the inside. There's the feet coming off the ground.
Yeah.
Just swinging high to the sky. There's no pain right there in that swing.
Watch the level of the hips here. You're gonna see him go up, down, and up again. And as you go up and then you start to load, that's what you're doing. It's just thinking about somebody jumping. He's gonna go down, load that in. Watch as he sinks down into that and then explode off the ground.
That was a patented Jason Zubak move, lifting off the ground on the way back and then using the ground on the bottom.
Kyle Berkshire advances to Jerry.
In his first time ever under the lights, he advances by virtue of getting a lot of balls on the grid as well. How much easier does that make the ensuing shots when you get some on early?
Well, the pressure's off of you, and you can really start freewheeling. And I started off with a slower swing, and once I had a good one in the grid, I just let it rip.
Your coach talked you into giving this a shot. You're brand new at this, your first time under the lights, are brand new at competing in long drive. And you're going up against a guy who's kind of taken you under his wing in Tim Burke in the next round. What do you got to bring for him?
Well, I got 100% for him. We'll see if it's enough for me.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Moving on, Kyle Berkshire.
So here's an updated look at the brackets. Ryan Riesbeck gets upset by Wes Patterson, who eliminated world number 1 Maurice Allen yesterday. Mitch Grassing takes down Kevin Shook. Tim Burke wins by just a couple of inches over Stephen Coyce. And Kyle Berkshire with a comfortable win over Trent Scruggs. We're halfway through this round of 16. Number 3 in the world, Justin James, still to come. The defending champion, Joe Miller, still to come. And Trent Scruggs knows time is up here at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship, eliminated by Kyle Berkshire. We got a new event for you, mixed team event. That's coming up next here at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. Let's take a look at some of the tour stops this year. Clash in the Canyon. Chloe Gardner defeats Phyllis Meddy, championship match. How about this drive of 342 yards?
Boy, did they put a show on there in Mesquite.
Ryan Riesbeck, who you saw earlier this evening get upset by Wes Patterson. A clash of titans in the final as he was squaring off against Tim Burke. And he peppers one 436.
Well, he put a clinic on out there. He beat a lot of great players, including Justin James out there to win this title. And again, he's racking up those titles, but tough night tonight for Ryan right out of the gate.
So Ryan Riesbeck, a winner at the Clash in the Canyon. How about the 2017 Mile High Showdown in Denver, Colorado? Troy Mullins won with a drive of 374 yards. The 4 semifinalists on the women's side all hit tee shots of over 400 yards in competition.
Bob, we were there. It was probably one of the most exciting nights in long drive history that night. The numbers were incredible.
And Maurice Allen, he put on a spectacular show, playing at the crowd, showing his enthusiasm. And watch this. After a little rain delay, so the grid had softened a little bit, and the temperatures cooled, but it didn't stop Maurice Allen. 436 yards.
And that was after a 485 in the semis. Just lit it up that night, made him the #1 player in long drive.
Love the way he said bye-bye as he ripped that one 436 and won the Mile High Showdown. And a couple stars were born that night. Obviously, Troy Mullins and Maurice Allen, though, not advancing here in the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. But the 4 semifinalists from the women's side had a chance to pick their partners for the mixed team event.
It's an easy choice. Hey, Jeff Flagg.
Jeff, his name is Tommy Hug.
Why wouldn't you get a hug?
Those are your teams for tonight's mixed
Sandra
team
Kahlberg picked
competition.
Jeff Flagg, Heather Manfreda, Jason Esslinger, Phyllis Meddy took Maurice Allen, and Alexis Belt takes on Tommy Hug. So here are the brackets.
You got a world champion bracket right there with Flagg and Kahlberg. Should be just exciting action tonight. Allen and Meddy and Hug with Belton, and Belton just filled it up 7 out of 8 in that
Flagg's
last match.
been working hard on his golf swing. He's changed it a lot, increased his club head speed, done some really good work. It's going to be fun to see that.
Introductions of our mixed team competition.
She is a 4-time Volvic World Champion, and he was the 2014 Volvic World Champ. Together, they are the legends of Slam, Sandra Kahlberg and Jeff Flagg.
She is the record book of World Long Drive Championship for women right there. 4 titles. Jeff Flagg won it in 2012. These two can really put on a show.
She is known as the 2013 Volvic World Champion. He is known as the Slinger. They are the Gridzillas, Heather Manfreda and Jason Esslinger.
Great player Heather is right there. Scratch player, professional golfer. And Jason, you're going to love this step-in move when you see this action.
Yes, he will. Her action is very good as well. Got a chance to see that earlier today.
All right, let's take a look at the rules for this mixed team competition. 4 women's division semifinalists and the 4 men ranked highest who didn't qualify for the round of 16. So what do they have to do? Each player will hit a total of 4 balls. And the longest men's and women's drive for each team will be totaled up. The longest combined yardage will advance. So Heather Manfreda will go first for her team. Crowd getting into it, the first ever mixed team event.
Just a fantastic golf swing here. Just textbook stuff right here if you want to learn how to hit a golf ball far.
You have to get one of these in the grid before you. I mean, the surest way to lose this is to go over 4.
Yeah, yep.
And you only get 4. You don't get 8.
You're going to think something well in the 600, 700 yard plus is going to do well. But you cannot go over.
Nope.
That one's going to go left. Remember, these 4 women will be competing tomorrow night here on Golf Channel in the semifinals and the championship match.
And I'll tell you, for their competition tomorrow night, this is a great warm-up for them to get a little of the butterflies out because Heather's quick right now.
But do you open it up all the way with the fear of potentially risking an injury with individual tomorrow?
I think they've been warming up and they're fine. They hit 10 sets today. I don't think the 4 golf balls are going to hit tonight, but this is an important shot right here.
Really important shot. 25 seconds left on the shot clock.
Just needs to start this down the right side and hit a draw.
That is not going to work.
So Heather Manfreda goes 0 for 4. So now Sandra Kohlberg from the Legends of Slam team will go next.
I don't think any of these players have ever hit with a teammate. You're feeling the pressure. I got to make sure I help my teammate. And the next thing you know, he's made it 4 double bogeys and you're in trouble.
Well, that's the unique thing about, the President's Cup that's coming up and the Ryder Cup. These guys are used to playing for themselves as opposed to now worrying about a teammate.
Well, that just helped Jeff Flagg right there because that's a mark.
Yep.
See that slope down the left-hand side. And it just goes over the 350 mark. But she has one in. Manfreda went 0 for 4.
What's really impressive is that was 352 yards, and yet the rhythm of that golf swing did not appear to be abrupt.
For 7 years, she's tried to play the women's tour in Europe. Her coach is Helen Alfredson.
Yep.
She's reared her up there, and it just, she hadn't got the ball in the hole good enough to play and make a living, but long drive has been natural for her.
Very, very forward ball position she's got to help get that ball up into the air. 1 ball left now. Having fun. Look at how high those hands are.
And that one's going to miss the grid to the right, but she gets one in after Manfreda went 0 for 4.
5-2.
So now they'll just have to build upon that 352 yards.
You got to take a look at this. He did this practicing 2 years ago, just as a drill, just to get some speed. He says he took some numbers with TrackMan, and next thing you know, he hits it further with this method.
This is a sure way to load that lead leg. You can see how he's driving into that and pushing off from the trail leg.
That was right in the neck.
So posted the number yet, 354. So the only hope for this team is that
he hits it 700 yards.
Well, no, or the only hope for this team is that Flagg goes over.
Yeah,
Flagg goes over. Now that Esslinger has a couple in the grid, and this one's at 371. That bests the total of Karlborg.
It's almost like that line that Kenny Ventura used to say, the hardest putt is a 2-putt, which is not right, but if you're Jeff Flagg, you've got to get this ball into the fairway. Does he have with him a golf club that is 44 inches long with 10 degrees or 9 degrees of loft that you can kind of just find the fairway with?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I do too.
And they're used to 8 golf balls, not 4.
Yep.
So this is a whole nother game.
So Esslinger gets 371 up. Remember, Manfreda went 0 for 4, so their total is 371. Hallberg hit one 352. If Flagg goes 0 for,
1 ball in the
He
grid.
needs 20 yards.
Esslinger saves the day.
Does he chip it 20 yards?
Does he have a 5-iron?
But I'll tell you this, they're actually playing for something. I mean, if they win this championship, they get their entry fees paid for the Golf Channel TV events for next year. So there's some cash on the line.
Yeah, all the tour events plus the trophy that comes along with it. Okay, that's 1 down.
So, I mean, you just need to kind of find it. Do you go a little chip fade?
Yeah, you do.
What
You stand up there and you go a little bunny, get 40 yards out of this thing. And I would have done that on the very first one.
Aim it left of the lights and
Just
hit a
get it out of
slider
the
right
way.
back
Just
in
hit
the
a little
fairway.
100-yard shot.
Oh.
And the other thing you got to remember is Jeff is working with a new golf swing.
All right, let me ask you this, as someone who competed in this.
Yes.
These guys are used to going full bore.
Yes.
Do they have a check down swing?
I don't know why they don't, because we've seen this happen before. We saw it happen with Tommy Hug, and it went to 11 balls, and they just had to hit one 270 to qualify. So I mean, it looks like Jeff doesn't have a calm down swing.
Yeah, I was going to say that if he just has a normal swing. So if Flagg does not get this ball on the grid, Manfreda and Esslinger are going to advance after
I would choke.
Manfreda went 0 for.
I get a pitching wedge.
I would, he needs 20 yards. I would bunt it. But anyway, I'd choke it way down, aim it left, and hit a fade and find fairway. This is not going to be pretty.
Think he feels a little pressure right now?
Oh.
There you go.
That is the dramatic. The former New York Met right there.
Wow. He certainly put some drama into it.
Yeah.
And then how far did he hit it?
Carl Morgan, Jeff
He smoked it.
400
He needed to hit it 20 yards, and he got 400.
on the last ball.
Jeff brought us a little drama.
Yes, he did.
Let's send it down to Jerry.
All right, first of all, first ever time we've televised this competition. Pretty fun way to do it, isn't it, Sandra?
Yeah, lots of fun. It's different, but it's fun, yeah?
Were you nervous for your partner coming down the last ball?
Not at all. I know he could do it.
I bet he was a little nervous. Did you think of just like chipping it down there, 60 yards or something?
I don't have that speed. Short game is not my specialty, so yeah, it was all or nothing. So it took me a few to get warmed up, but I told her before the match that she's gonna have to carry me. So she did a good job setting the tone, and yeah, let's do it again.
All right, those are both very impressive drives, the ones you guys got on the grid. Congratulations.
Well, how about this? So far tonight, the ball that Jeff Flagg just hit is the furthest one we've had in the competition.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, he's a world champion for a reason, and he's got a lot of speed. That's a big shot.
He certainly knows about theatrics because he saved it for the last swing. These guys are unreal on Twitter. Participate in the conversation. Facebook, Twitter. I got Breed on Instagram tonight.
I don't go that far on vacation.
Hashtag World Long Drive right here on Golf Channel. Our second semifinal in the mixed team competition. Coming up next here at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. The women of the LPGA Tour kick it into high gear. They race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The CME Globe continues in Indianapolis. Coverage of the Indy Women in Tech Championship begins Thursday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Speaking of the LPGA, Brittany Lincecum tweeting in, "This is so much fun. Makes me want to swing hard." Way to go, Sandra and Jeff. Jeff certainly created a lot of drama, didn't he, Brittany? I mean, waiting until the last swing, and then he pumps one out, the longest drive of the night, 425 yards. The Winstar Golf Course is located east of the Winstar World Casino and Resort in Thackerville, Oklahoma, on 280 acres in a resort-style setting. The property opened in 2006 and is the design of D.A. Wybring and Steve Wolford Golf Design. In 2017, the property expanded to 36 holes, and the course was divided into two 18-hole courses. The east and west holes now form the Red Bud course, and the newest 9 holes that make up the north course combine with the south to form the Scissortail course. The public golf course combines generous fairways with challenging green complexes to accommodate golfers of all levels. There are 5 sets of tees with options of playing from 4,900 to over 7,200 yards. Players can choose one of 2 18-hole courses, the Scissortail course with the newly opened 9 holes, or the Red Bud course. Now, what a show we're seeing. The first ever mixed team event. Sandra Karlberg and Jeff Flagg have advanced. We are set for our next semifinal.
She is the defending Volvic World Champion, and he is ranked #1 in the world. Together, they're the launch crew, Phyllis Meddy and Maurice Allen.
What can you say about these two? I mean, Phyllis and Maurice. I know Maurice has got some stuff planned for tonight. Phyllis is swinging great at it.
I just want to see what other outfit he's going to change into, because we saw in Denver he changed after each set.
Is that Volvic tape on his arms?
Those are Volvic pants.
Now listen to this. She is playing in her first event ever. And he is the Southern California man out of the OC. They are the long ballers. It's Alexis Belton and Tommy Huff.
Alexis is a mini tour player. She just decided to do this on a whim. Her first time she plays a standard length club, and she beat Troy Mullins, and now she just got introduced in the smoke and in this arena, and she's going, what is going on?
And I think she hit it 348 in her semifinal match, or quarterfinal match.
But watch this technique. She'll start the
beautiful.
match. It's just awesome. 45-inch stock length golf club right here.
And hit 7 of 8 fairways, so you'd think this one's going to find the grid.
I don't believe she'd go over. I really don't. Beautiful technique.
It's amazing, too, that on a whim, using a standard driver as far as length is concerned, that she was able to beat Troy Mullins and get to this point.
I talked with her on the range right before tonight, and I said, how long is that golf club? She goes, I don't know, but it's stock. It's what I use when I play tournament golf. And it's 9.5 degrees, just again, right off the shelf. Got her golf shaft in there, she told me.
Alexis hails from Louisiana, 24 years of age. Played 3 years of golf at Texas Wesleyan.
That swing is short of parallel.
Yeah.
Reed, you put the jinx on it. You said, I don't expect her to miss the grid. She's 0 for 2.
I think that happens to be the lights. That's what I think it is.
She's now used to playing in daylight.
A little bit, yeah, that's exactly right. Aiming more down the right-hand side, trying to turn it over right to left.
This is really going to play out well for her, regardless, even if she goes 0 for 4, to feel what it's going to be like. But she got one in, but to feel this pressure that she'll feel tomorrow night.
Yeah, just the ring walk, just walking out. I mean, having never done it before.
Right.
To sort of get that feel of that almost boxing feel, coming out to the ring.
And one ball in the fairway settled her down.
And got tremendous lag. Look at those numbers. That went up 111 on that club head speed, 165 ball speed, and that'll get right around 340.
Right on the nose. How about that? 340. That gives a lot of hope to fans out there watching that. With a normal swing, with the right technique, you can hit it far.
111 miles an hour club head speed, 165 ball speed.
That's total optimization.
Phyllis Meddy is the world champion, defending world long drive champion. All right, where does she generate the power from?
Oh, watch these hands right here. She gets incredible width at the top. And what I mean is the distance the handle of the golf club is from her chest at the top. A great extension. Again, well over 6 foot tall. Those hands just drop in there and just whips the club through. Beautiful action.
We saw Phyllis Meddy win the Volvic World Long Drive Championship last year in Denver in a shootout with Troy Mullins. She got edged on a late swing.
And the four women that are competing tonight and will be tomorrow night all have one thing in common. They're all scratch golfers, and they have beautiful golf swings, but they can get the ball in the hole.
That is right down the center line. That's closest to the line.
And how about the swing, Michael? I mean, it's just a regular golf swing.
It's really conventional. Again, a very high left shoulder. That's what you're going to see. This is launched a lot higher.
More ball speed, but a little more spin. We'll see how far it carries.
Yeah, a little softer in the grid. That apex at 154. Those numbers, that's got to come down a little bit more to get a little bit more movement in the grid. But it's a beautiful golf swing.
Remember, it's a combined score between the women and the men.
She looked like she went for a little bit more on that one.
So to give you an idea of the numbers you're seeing there, 116, 172, that's just about, that's a little faster than the PGA Tour men's average. You'd see 113 and you'd see about 169.
Justin Thomas's golf swing, he generates about 116 miles an hour of club head speed, a little higher with the ball speed.
Will this one take the lead right now? She's at 320.
But still very impressive there. Is that one going to get a little faster in the grid? You bet it is. Look at that. That's going to get out past 360. Oh.
361 for Phyllis Meddy. And we've seen her do that in other competitions where on one of her last swings, she has her best swing.
Yeah, for 9 years she's done this. 9 years. And all the way from New Zealand as well. Loves coming over to hit here.
See how strong this grip is. Shut face.
So here's where your mat skills have to be good. Tommy Hug's got to get one in the grid with decent distance, and then you add the two scores for the team score.
It'll get a little easier to add when you're dealing with,
there's one,
340. This one's a bullet.
This one I think will stay in play.
It'll stay in play. Ooh, takes that nice bounce.
Ooh, big bounce.
Get it down that right center. It takes a big hop, and that goes across 420.
And those numbers, I mean, 132 ball speed, or club head speed at 200.
That ball went 40 yards after it hit.
Look at how much flatter this is, too. Apexing it at 150, roughly 146.
Misses the grid to the right. So Hug has one more swing, but he's put up 422.
Going rally hat. Did he turn it enough?
He likes it.
It hit on the edge.
Nope.
Oh, just out.
So 422 for Hug. So 766 is the team total.
She's at 362. He's got to go north of 415, right?
762, excuse me, is the team total. So 762 is the team total for Hug and
needs
Belton.
402.
402 to win.
Well, let's check out Maurice Allen, who's got his own unique personality and what he did with his mixed bag.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you want to see. Yeah, baby. Ooh. Ooh. Think about that. All right. Square head putter. All right. Now, this is more my length because I'm a shorter guy. I like it short there. It's nice and easy. Not bad. Oh, it's still going. Umbrella, Farnsworth Bennett, man. Oh, we hit it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try to hit a ball with a ball. This is the dumbest thing I've done. All right, get here, there. All right, now we're going to do something a little more exciting. That's 31 yards. Like I said, ball drivers are the best athletes on the planet. You saw that hand-eye coordination? I hit a ball with the ball. That's hand-eye. See if we can do it off the deck. All right, as usual, you do have to get on your toes, do the Maurice Allen and Charles Barkley Having it stutter there. Yep, there it is. There it is. Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Off the deck, still got 50 yards out of it. That's how you just take weird objects and you hit golf balls with them. Try that at home.
Maurice Allen likes to have a little fun. And now it's down to business for the world number one. He's got the big stick out, ready to go. They've got to beat 762.
So he needs 402 yards to win and advance to the final.
Look at in this setup. Look at how he lifts his right heel in the air. Remind him to kind of shift into that. That's where he's going to generate that power.
And the third baseman's getting a lot of work right now.
Remember, Maurice Allen has 2 swings here. He needs 402 yards to advance the team.
And all these men are saying, why'd you take away half my golf balls I used to hit?
So the misses are all left.
Yep, he's right over the top, swinging well left.
So Maurice Allen has 1 swing. He needs 402 yards for the team to advance.
I would nudge that ball position back here. He's got it well forward.
Four out to the left, and that kind of sums up the week for Maurice Allen. So Alexis Belton gets a nice primer for tomorrow night's women's semifinals under the lights. And more importantly, she and Tommy Hug, the long ballers, have advanced to the finals of the first ever mixed team competition. Let's send it down to Jerry.
Thank you very much with Alexis and Tommy. Alexis, first of all, the guys were speculating in the booth, your first time ever in this situation, this type of competition, under the lights with this many people. It had to be nerve-wracking.
A little bit, but not too bad.
You're a competitive golfer by nature and by trade now. How much different is it?
It's a lot of different. It's very different. Just hitting the ball 100%. We don't do that in regular competition golf.
It was impressive to watch. Tommy, what do you have to say about your partner and how she performed tonight?
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, my first time under the lights, I pumped 10 balls out of bounds, or 12 out of bounds in a row. So she did a little bit better than me my first time.
You did pretty good yourself. Congratulations, you guys.
So the team of Alexis Belton and Tommy Hug advances. You get a look at the tracer line brought to you by Volvic, lighting up the sky here in Thackerville, Oklahoma. So the mixed team championship match is set. Sandra Karlberg, Jeff Flagg will be battling Alexis Belton and Tommy Hug here at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship, the mixed team championship, the first ever of its kind. The round of 16 continuing here at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. 4 more matches to go as players are going through their final preparations, including the defending champion, Joe Miller. As we take a look at the bracket so far this evening, Wes Patterson continues his upset string. Beat Maurice Allen yesterday. He takes down number 2 in the world, Ryan Riesbeck. Mitch Grassing outlasts Kevin Shook. Tim Burke and Stephen Coyce, 415 apiece. Burke hit it 415 and 28 inches. Coyce 415 and 19 inches, so Burke moves on. And then Kyle Berkshire, in his first year in long drive, 29th in the world, takes down 6th in the world, Trent Scruggs, 415 to 406. We are set for our next match as we turn things back over to Mark.
It's just his second full year as a long driver. He's already number 3 in the world, looking to keep climbing the ladder. Let's hear it for the snapping turtle. It's Justin James.
Justin's looking to cap off an incredible year on tour. He had 2 wins, a runner-up, and 2 semifinals, looking for a world championship as he starts tonight in the round of 16.
Yeah, and his father, a past world long drive champion in the Masters division, and his dad was Agent Orange, pro wrestler.
Talk about a philanthropist. He's raised millions through doing over 600 charity long drive and golf events. Looking for his best championship finish ever with the win tonight, he is Bobby Bradley.
And Bobby Bradley is a former pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He is going to need his best fastball to take down Justin James.
First round draft pick of the Pirates in 1999. 1999, the USA Today High School Baseball #1 team All-American.
Yeah, he could bring it. Great separation right there. Awesome swing. Bobby will take the tee so loose, so smooth, no pressure, no swing thoughts.
Just throwing strikes. Little flatter backswing than we're used to seeing. He kind of takes that around himself a little bit. That lead arm is running across the shoulder line, not above it.
That's a good start, though, as he gets one out near the 400-yard mark. A little short of that, but he gets one on the grid on his first swing.
I talked to Bobby a lot. He used to live here in Dallas. We spent a lot of time together. He knows he's not in the 215 club. He knows that. He says, I need to hit my best ball, and they don't. And I have a good chance.
First one was officially 397.
Club head speed right around 135.
Yeah, he figures if he can get some balls bouncing around that grid, he hits it straight. I mean, when he does these events, he stands on par 5s all day, every day, hitting balls, trying to hit the fairway. So he's got a lot of practice with that.
Ball tracer and tracer line brought to you by Volvic. Pulls that one foul left, so he's got one more swing here in this first set of 4. He's got 397 on the board.
And again, almost 40 years old, he can just move the ball nicely. Just see if he can get the right part of that grid.
Needs that to turn over the other way, and it's moving a bit to the right.
Ooh, out of bounds. So 397 for Bobby Bradley. And now it's Justin James' turn. Channeling that snapper inner turtle.
Oh, that is.
Snapping turtle. They're very calm but ferocious. Very slow but very fast. Remember, he tried to use that on Maurice Allen in Denver, and it backfired on him.
The ferocious snapping turtle. The grid is clear. Play away.
One swing thought, tempo. Wants the club to set at the top, drop it to the inside, hit his shot.
He likes to get that path moving out into out about 2 degrees or so, and he made a little tweak to the driver head, put some weight in that toe just a little bit to slow the toe down a little bit, take some spin out. But look at that club head speed, 149, one of the fastest, if not the fastest, that we're going to see tonight.
That's going to go outright too.
And he has worked so much with his father, Jerry. Again, Jerry's been on the winning side and the losing side. He's been able to pass on all that knowledge to Justin. Justin's trained for this his whole life.
His father is a PGA professional. I see him regularly at the PGA Professional Championship.
He's out of sync. Again, we talked last night. I said, just one swing thought. He goes, it's all tempo for me.
Look at that club head speed, 153. That's our first one over 150. Partially because of what he did with hooking that. That toe's going to go a little faster.
Right now he's 0 for 3, doesn't have one on the grid. Bradley has one at 397.
That's out of play. And this is a mental deal for Justin. He feels like, I have to not beat myself, which is what he did on this stage last year. He feels like he beat himself.
No, it's on the grid. That's at 410. Officially 409.
He must have got a nice kick. That had to barely land in.
And had a little right to left movement at the end.
Well, it's in the air for 10 seconds. A lot can happen.
So on his last swing of his first set of 409.
The grid is clear.
Wind's a little bit coming out of the right.
Jerry, what do you think of Bobby's action right here? Just loose, huh?
It's loose, but enjoyable to watch. It was fairly impressive coming out of the gates and just striping a couple down the middle. You guys mentioned he doesn't have the swing speed to compete at the highest level without it being match play, most likely. But this guy is fun to watch.
Got some download in this downswing where he generates that additional power. This one looks good, but I think it's flighted out a little bit too high. Yeah, look at that apex at 180. That will not run in the grid.
What imparts that backspin is that downward action that he has in his shot. And again, if he can flatten that out through the ball to reduce that spin and get that ball to run.
Yeah, that one went 355. And that's going to trail off to the right. So here's the deal for Bradley. He's got to beat James 409 on this swing, or James does not need to hit another shot.
He didn't catch it. Shaking on the heel.
It's down that left side and lands softly.
Justin
372 yards. So Justin James only needs 4, and 409 yards has the third-ranked player in the world moving on.
Take a look at Justin James' action right here. Got a good set of head well behind the ball, looking to the right. That field of vision. Great one-piece takeaway. Looks a lot like his father, Jerry. Huge coil. Uses the ground. He's the fastest. Definitely here tonight.
Take a look at what he does with this shift with the lower body, and then watch the feet jump. That's how you use the ground successfully, and he does. It's all about that club head speed. We're going to jump into a little, look at this, look at what happens here as he shifts back. Watch this downward leg drive right there, and then he's going to move up through that. That is the way you use the ground properly and the way you generate club head speed. 153 max is what we just saw.
Let's go down to Jerry.
Well, as his dad exited the pavilion here, he gave a big sigh of relief and watching Justin come down the last ball. Only of the first 4, however. Did you breathe a sigh of relief as well?
Yeah, it's always good to get one in, so big sigh of relief.
Is it just a matter of checking off match by match, trying to get to where you really want to go?
Yeah, it's ball by ball, especially with everything going on. You got to take it ball by ball because everything's speeding you up, and you'll have 3 balls off in 30 seconds, and it's easy to do. So,
how do you remain so cool during this pressure? Inner turtle.
Yeah, just try to channel that inner peace, inner energy. Stay in touch with myself, and trying to come out of my shell a little bit, though. So.
Well said. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
He's playing with you, Jerry, with that snapping turtle coming out of the shell. You get it? Lots more excitement to come here at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. How deep can you go? We've seen some upsets already. Some of the chalk have had to struggle, like Tim Burke. Bobby Bradley not able to get it done against Justin James, who moves on with a 409-yard shot. More to come in the round of 16 at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. It's time for the Avis Road Trip. World Long Drive Tour, starting with the Endless Summer Invitational. 9 stops, and then stop number 10, the Volvic World Long Drive Championship.
Just great to see this tour blossom there. They were at the East Coast Classic. Tim Burke captured that. They came right here to Winstar, right here for the Midwest Slam. And Landon Gentry took that title, and we saw that live on Golf Channel, the Clash in the Canyon. Great to see Chloe Garner take that first live title in the women's division, and off to Tennessee they went. And just great to see the sport grow here with this tour as these players get a chance as they work their way across America and up through North America there in Canada, as you see where Justin James won, to the World Long Drive Championship here at Winstar.
Justin James, the two-time winner this year. Maurice Allen and Troy Mullins winning at the Mile High. And now here we're at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship, and that's your Avis road trip. Well, here's what's at stake in Thackerville. Tomorrow night we will crown a champion at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship.
A man of many nicknames. Unfortunately, he left his Wookiee costume at home this week. He is Chewy. He is the Body by Bojangles. He is Paul Howell.
Paul played high-level collegiate golf, but tonight the 10th ranked player in the world is looking for big numbers and a big win.
And you are gonna love watching this guy hit. He's a self-taught long driver out of Clearwater, Florida. He is the Predator, Steve Monroe.
Mask is in tow. This guy's really an amazing golfer. These are the two best golfers in the field, and we're going to see who can go deep tonight. I think he's got to take that mask off, though.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it.
So Steve Monroe, ranked 24th in the world, takes the mask off.
And on a serious note, I'll tell you, I talked to him last night. He has been working out for this event. He put the wedges and the irons away, and he's ready.
And he mentioned on Instagram, he posted a little video pushing hard to get to the top at World Long Drive Championship. He's focused and ready to go. Now he's got to do it on the stage with the grid in front of him.
And what he did for 10 years, he played tournament golf leading up to this. And he told me again, I'm not going to play any golf. I'm going to work out for the first time. And at almost 40 years old, the Predator's ready to go.
Spinning that a little left to right. That one's not going to go in the grid.
Michael, we talked about his ball position, how it can creep too far forward, and what's the effect of that? Where's that ball going to start?
Well, typically with these guys, you're trying to get that ball up there to get the path of the club going up, but if you get it too far, it'll start working across the line, and that's when you start getting a little cut spin.
So ball back would make the ball come out of a little flatter angle.
Well,
and
what
right.
I would do is I would just make sure that my shoulder line was a little bit more in an upward direction. That will help get the club to come in from the inside a bit more and help gain that.
And you see how open he is here from behind.
That's the problem. Right. I don't see the problem being a ball position thing as much as the shoulder line being open. I would take those shoulders and tilt them, and that'll square it up.
After hitting the first two in the grid, he misses the grid. 384 is his best to this point. So one more swing in this first set of 4. Steve Monroe.
I'll tell you the other thing, and that looks like that's going to go out to the right. What I would do is I would think about working a little bit more on, as he went back, trying to get that weight into his right heel. And when your shoulders get open, it's hard to get it into your trail heel.
So 387, he gets 4 of 5 in the grid, but 387, probably not a number that's going to hold up.
No, he can make a lot of birdies from there for sure.
Where does Paul Howell generate his power from?
That is just a big man, and there's a lot of power. And just watch the center section, the core right here. He's going to turn behind this shot right here. Just, again, a golfer, though. That's what you got to remember here. Great fundamentals on the setup here. Perfect triangle. I like that right there. Watch his head and relationship staying steady behind right there. And that is a big core going through that golf ball.
300 pounds of core and 6'5". You bet. He doesn't really have a lot of shift off that golf ball.
Nope.
Come on, Paul.
Here to root him on. Played Division I college golf at Campbell University, and mentioned that big core. And he admits on Twitter that his body is built by Bojangles.
And one of the few players in long drive that can actually tee the ball this low and be effective, because he's a golfer. It comes in shallow.
5 degrees of launch.
Look at that. Over 410. right out of the gate. That's off to a nice start.
What I meant to say was 5 degrees of loft on that club will create a little bit more launch angle for somebody that hangs that much on his lead side.
So he's already put a 417 up on his first swing. Second one went out of bounds. Steve Monroe looking on.
2 balls remaining in this. This is where we keep track of golf balls.
So Jerry, you've seen a lot of players tee the golf ball up when you call PGA Tour action. How does this compare to what you see every week out there?
Got it, baby!
I mean, it looks low.
Got it, baby!
Yeah,
I mean, I think there's half that volley ball maybe above the crown.
and again, you know, you're talking about the loft on the club. I think that has a lot to do with what he's doing with his swing. He's a little bit more left side oriented in the backswing, more than most out here on this tour.
Will it hang on that left side down the grid? And it does stay in. Yes.
Huge.
That is maximizing his numbers. 140 club head speed, 212 ball speed, and getting it out there in the 420 zone.
And that's the longest ball of the night.
It was right there with Jeff Flagg in that mixed team.
Yeah, Jeff Flagg had 425 in the mixed team event, so that matches Flagg's 425. So it's pretty simple now for Steve Monroe. He knows what he needs. He's got a best 425, or Paul Howell's moving on.
That's a tall order.
That one ripped left and out of bounds.
And again, that club pass just following those shoulders, exactly as you said.
That one off on the right side. And that'll kick out of bounds.
Nice catch.
So Steve Monroe is down to 2 swings. Paul Howell has put 425 on the board. Can Monroe catch him?
Here we go.
Down to 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, getting behind
He's
this
got plenty of
man.
time. He's got 30 seconds.
Drivers again. All these drivers confirm the USGA standard and from the club head standard. They are all tested here on site.
Steve Monroe down to his last swing. Can he catch Howell's 425? Oh, he likes it.
Numbers are close. Does he get the bounce?
No, it's not gonna. Well, he gave it a rip on that last swing.
Final TV show of the year.
So Paul Howell has moved on. Impressive performance by Howell. 425, tying the longest of the night. Put a bunch in play, and he's standing by with Jerry.
He is indeed. Body by Bojangles is moving on. He's got his own rooting crowd back here. They said the power comes from the core strength. Was the core working tonight?
Absolutely. I haven't really eaten all day, but I'm definitely about to change that here in a few minutes. So it's okay. We're going to go get some Bojangles when we get back to North Carolina and see what we can do.
You tied for what is the longest drive so far of the evening at 425. Do you know it when you hit it that it's the best you got?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it feels like a marshmallow, but when I hit the 2 that went one that went 425, I kind of knew. So it felt really good to kind of go ahead and get that out of the way pretty soon.
All right, moving on. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Boy, that's a long commute to North Carolina just to get Bojangles tonight. I think he meant after the competition. But nicely done by Paul Howell.
Watch how he hangs on that lead side. You don't really see any shift of the head into the backward direction. That is a little bit different than what we're used to seeing. Very conventional and high arm flow.
And that's a big core, but it's going to work here, really. No jokes aside right here. He turns behind it. That club's big, and he turns through it. Love how he works down and back there. Great extension.
And the tee in the mouth never moves.
No, he doesn't. Hits the ball with the tee in his mouth. Monroe loved this one. He just didn't hit enough in play. But a great last shot and a great performance for Steve Monroe. He has been in this sport a long time.
Yeah, that last one went 4:05, and Paul Howell's folks saying, way to go, young man. Enjoying it as their son Paul has moved on with a drive of 425 yards. Coming up next, the world's former #1, Will Hogue, battling Josh Cassidy. That's coming up next at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. Well, make sure you join us for our coverage of the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. It continues tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll crown both the men's and women's champions for 2017 here at the Winstar World Casino and Resort. Synthetic Turf International manufactures in Dalton, Georgia, with local representation throughout the United States and Canada, and produces various types of turf for everything from playgrounds to sports fields to putting greens and driving ranges. Related to golf, their Easy Tee Turf is designed for results-oriented practice and allows for a true natural swing with the ability for the golfer to use a real tee. For the 2017 World Long Drive Championship, Synthetic Turf shipped over 2,500 square feet of turf, and workers assembled the stage in 10 hours with the end result of a professional look and feel for the competitors. That's a look at the synthetic turf here at the World Long Drive Championship, and a look from above down on the stage with the grid, and we are all set for our next matchup.
This guy is an incredible athlete, a former collegiate center fielder with a gun, and now a firefighter out of Memphis, Tennessee. It's the Smoke Machine, Will Hogue.
Will started the year ranked #1 in the world, and a win at Winstar here would get him back on top. Brand new father, huh, Bob?
Yeah, his baby girl Samantha was born on Sunday night. Mom Colleen is doing well.
With this round of 16 appearance, it's already his best long drive finish ever. But trust me, he wants way more than the round of 16. From Denver, Colorado, it's Josh Cassidy.
This is uncharted territory for Josh, but this man can absolutely smoke it. I like how loose he is on the tee box.
Played Division I basketball at South Dakota State.
The grid is clear. Play away.
And again, Will Hogue is the top seed here in this match, and he's choosing to go second. And the higher seed has the option to go first or second, and that seems to be the theme of the night. You're the higher seed, let the lower seed or the rookie maybe go first.
And Cassidy's first, errant to the right.
And what I watch as a brand new player in this, and they've never been under the lights, I kind of watch how long it takes them to tee up the golf ball, so how nervous are they? And this is, you can see right now, he's struggling.
Yeah, that's the second time he struggled with
so
that.
I'm watching that, then I'm watching how short he takes in time to hit the next golf ball and not ever getting behind the ball.
Turns that one over, but it's going to turn over left.
So that one looks like it's trying to turn over a little bit too
Again,
far.
he's nervous. I would love to see him get behind the golf ball and walk in instead of from the side. Jerry, what's going on down there? He can't keep it on the peg.
You can see that big exhale.
The tees he's using are just a little, they're designed for lower friction, of course. There's all kinds of companies that do that, but these have the smallest area to put a golf ball on. And of course, that Frisbee they're teeing it up on isn't always the most stable thing.
This is unbelievable. This is far. Oh, that's the longest shot of the night.
Josh Cassidy, 428. It is the longest of the night. That one popped up right. So he gets one in, but it's 428.
Longest ball of the night for Josh Cassidy.
And it's been a night of upsets. When you look at the rankings for Patterson not being ranked, winning in Berkshire at 29, winning. Now you got Cassidy at 49.
So, Art, where does Will Hogue, 4th ranked in the world, generate his power from?
This man is country strong right here. You'll see right here in this takeaway, big wide turn right here. That backswing, huge turn back to the target, left heel off the ground, that's common. And when he drops it down into the slot, I mean, he's just a baseball player. He can throw a ball so fast and so hard. He just implies that athleticism. I love how he sticks that finish. Great balance.
Yeah, and the way he uses the ground.
Native of Tennessee, Will Hogue.
Boy, welcome, Will Hogue. You just need to hit it 429 now.
Firefighter by trade, and he just passed his EMT test.
A little thin there. 208's not his ball speed. That means it's the bottom of the club. Gonna have a little bit too much backspin.
Yeah, that's just gonna settle around that 380.
Which is a nice par 4.
Yeah. Look at how straight his legs are at address, and then he's gonna shift into that and then explode off the ground.
That one, as you can see with the ball tracer line brought to you by Volvic, was your basic infield fly roll pop-up.
Yep. Oh.
It's a big infield pop.
Yeah, I'd say that's a major league pop-up. So Will Hogue has one in the grid, but it's like a warm-up swing.
Yeah.
Now his 4th swing in this first set of 4.
And this is why I don't like going second in this match. When you're the top seed, I think you got to step up and put some pressure on a player that's never been in this situation. I think it's a huge mistake, and year after year, these guys want to know and hit last. That is a big number right there. That surprised Will Hogue.
It's almost like you get hit with a big punch, like in the first round of a fight.
The grid is clear. Play away.
Cassidy can try some different things right now. I mean, that's a number to sit on.
428 that Cassidy put up is the longest ball of the night.
We've seen Hogue now for almost 5 straight years under the lights, and again, I hate to keep pressing the issue, but this is a brand new rookie, and I think if he'd have put a 400-plus number, it would have made a little difference there.
Well, you saw how nervous he was. He struggled getting the golf ball on the tee. That speaks to your point.
That one goes out to the right.
This is vintage long drive because you know he's not going to leave any golf balls out there, but you always think you can hit one a little bit further. I don't know how he's going to hit further than 428. Oh.
And he likes it.
Those are good numbers there. That apex may be a little tall.
And it just goes past the 390 mark.
Look at those numbers, 141, 214. That bested his speed that hit 425 or 429.
There's no consistency really on this grid. I mean, there's spots that produce bigger numbers. We're not seeing the backskin either, so we don't know the whole story.
Nope.
So Josh Cassidy, on his 3rd swing of the night, hit it 428. Trying to take down the 4th ranked player in the world, Will Hogue. Cassidy is 49th. This would be our 3rd major upset of the night.
It really would be. Will's really kind of slowed down a little bit this year. Again, I saw some huge, oh goodness. Got
Cross 420.
Hasn't been the best tour year for him. That's got to give him some confidence, huh?
Well, he's got a new baby, some young kids, getting the EMT degree. He's in school, so he's got a lot going on.
That's his numbers, 215 right there. That's his numbers right there. That's his numbers. That's Will Hogue numbers.
And Will Hogue responds on his 6th swing, second ball of the second set, longest of the night, 437.
That's huge.
Come on, man.
I think that was for Samantha right there. Whew. Wow.
Father for the second time on Sunday night. Daughter Samantha was born, and Will Hogue responds with 437.
What can you say about this shot right here? When you take a look here, Will Hogue moves into his right side. Huge move behind the golf ball. He loads up. But look how, here comes the sit right there. There's the sit, and then he just rears right up, uses the ground so great.
Yep.
And just flushed it.
When you talk about that, pay attention to what's happening with this hip line. Watch how as he goes back, he's going to lift it up. Now he's going to drop down right in here. He sinks it down and then explodes off the ground. And that whips that club head so fast. Beautiful motion.
Yeah, 147 miles an hour.
Yeah, he likes it. He likes it a lot, and there's a lot to like.
That is almost a quarter mile.
Yep, that's it. Game, set, match.
Boy, if you're Josh Cassidy, you have the longest ball of the night on the board, and Will Hogue just dusted you by 9 yards. Impressive performance by Will Hogue. A happy Will Hogue is with Jerry.
And he's got some friends from the fire station over here as well, guys. He works with, I'm sure, says proud to have them here. When Josh gets up there in cooling conditions with lighter winds and hits the longest drive of the night, what's going through your mind at that point?
Well, I know I've got to bring it. Josh can really pound it. Obviously, longest ball of the night until that one. So I knew I was going to bring my best game for sure.
And you did. You came down to, what was it, your 6th ball there to hit one that I didn't think was going to be possible tonight. Is it adrenaline? Is it nervous energy? Is it just being mad at the golf ball? What in the world causes the ball to go that far?
That's a good question. I really think it gets down to do or die. You realize you got to or you're going home. So you just swing with reckless abandon and hope for the best.
You're going to have to delay that trip home to meet your newborn daughter at least another day. Congratulations, you're moving on.
Thank you, appreciate it.
One more look at it again. Will Hogue returns the golf club to the ball for 437 yards. Our final matchup in this round of 16. Nick Kiefer taking on the defending champion, Joe Miller, at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. Book like a pro with Golf Now VIP, an all-new annual membership featuring no convenience or cancellation fees and 25% more rewards points on every round you book. Become a VIP today at golfnow.com/VIP. Now Twitter enjoying it tonight. People all fired up about Nick Kiefer, who's going to take on the defending Volvic World Long Drive champion Joe Miller in our final match. Michael Breed getting a little pop there is great. I think he needs to step up on the stage and challenge Burke.
Oh, are you kidding? I hit it and then I get a throw. That's the only way I would do that. I got to get one throw.
He still beats you.
No, not a chance.
Oh,
I got a hose or an arm.
You might need me to manipulate his wrist a little bit.
No,
Time for our final round of 16 matchup.
He won his first world championship in 2010. Then it was 6 years before number 2. Well, now he wants to keep the belt for good. He's the defending Volvic World Champion, Joe Miller.
For more than a decade, he's been the most dominant long driver in the world. His nickname, the Total Package, speaks for itself. He's here to keep the belt.
The sky is the limit for this 23-year-old out of Chicago. He found his passion for long drive couple years ago, and he's putting up his best numbers of his career. He is Nick Kiefer.
Well, he's the only lefty in the field. He has a very quiet confidence about him, and he's tallied numerous top 8s on the tour this year. He's here to play.
Kiefer is going to go first. So Joe Miller electing to have Kiefer go first. He's 25th in the world.
The grid is clear. Play away.
And he loved this wind in all the qualifying rounds, those pods of 16, because it was left to right and in, and he used it as a lefty. And great start.
And the ball tracer and tracer line brought to you by Volvic.
Oh, did not do anything
now. That apex at 177, that club head speed's encouraging, 147.
Just hit the center of the grid. You've got to hit it down the sides of these grids to get
But at
hotter
147 and he gets at 210 ball speed, that's not solid contact. 147 should be generating more than 210.
Right, should be about 216 to 18.
That's out of bounds down the left-hand side. Joe Miller taking a couple of warm-up swings. And Kiefer's third swing.
That's pummeled there.
And you can get lucky down this right-hand side. You can get a bounce down here.
Yes.
And he got one.
Nice shot. That ball he rolled about, it flew it over 400 yards right there. Awesome. I had a great chat with him last night after did a little rehearsal around here and sat around and talked. And I mean, he's, like I said, quietly confident.
426 is the number that Kiefer puts up on his first set of 4. So Joe Miller knows he has to go to work.
He bounces back and forth between 1 or 2 degrees of loft on that driver. And I spoke to him yesterday about it, and he's made some changes. He's changed his shoes to a spikeless shoe, and he fluctuates depending upon the situation with that 1 or 2 degrees.
I can't even imagine 1 or 2 degrees getting that ball air. It's not even, I can't comprehend that. And I've been in the game for more than 4 decades.
Hard to imagine, isn't it?
It really is.
He has a lot of shift to that trail side. And then he goes. This one is up there, but I think it's going to have a little bit too much apex to this. Yeah, 191. Just creeping it over 400 yards.
I've seen his launch numbers before, sometimes 16, 17 degrees on the launch angle. And again, needs to find out. He hit some shots in the qualifying, 380 yards into the wind.
This one looks pretty good here. These numbers look pretty good. That apex at 184 needs a bounce.
Not going to get it, and that's going to roll out.
Got to hit it flatter and down the side.
Yeah.
Use this grid.
But the numbers that are encouraging, 149 club head speed, 215 in the ball speed, and that's going to spin left and out.
Kiefer carried that ball over 400.
Yep.
Carried over 400.
So Miller gets 2 in the grid, but his longest is 402. So now Nick Kiefer has his second set of 4. He's already got 426 on the board, but as we saw in the last matchup with Josh Cassidy, who had the longest drive of the night at 428, you know, Will Hogue found lightning in a bottle and pumped one out 437, so you can't relax.
He's hitting a lot of balls straight. I mean, he didn't catch that one. He knows that, not near as far as the other one. This guy's fast, very fast. And every single event he's been to this year, he didn't make them all, but he made the final 8 in every single one of them.
Down that right-hand side. Let's see if he gets a favorable bounce. Nope, that's going to drift out. So he's got 2 left. He's already got 426 on the board. Can he better that?
And as a competitor, I love how he gets behind the ball each time, does his pre-shot routine. There's plenty of time in that 90 seconds to do so. He just sticks to his game plan.
That one misses to the left, so he's got 23 seconds to hit this last shot.
Every time right behind, you know, ball between him and the target, goes through his routine.
Here we go, last ball for Nick.
Ooh, this one's got a chance. This is going to fight that wind.
That's a big ball. We're on ball number 8.
Down that right-hand side. Will it stay in? No! Once it goes out, it's out. See that roll back to the line, but once it hits out of bounds, it's out of bounds. But Nick Kiefer has 426 on the board, so now there's 4 balls remaining for our defending champion, Joe Miller. He knows what he needs, and he knows how to respond in big spots. Blistered down the left side.
He'll let you know that apex at 200 is just too high. You can see how soft that lands. I think he's got to get that into the 170s, maybe high 160s.
Again, comes from a big high launch angle.
And again, it's the right center of the grid that has the speed slot, and that's going to go out to the right.
He's going to have 2 golf balls remaining, 7 and 8 right there. You can see this is number 7 about to launch.
So another high-ranked player is in jeopardy of being eliminated, but Miller has 2 swings. Make that 1 swing.
Here we go.
The number on this swing that Joe Miller has to beat is 426, or the defending champ is out. And the defending champion is out, which means there'll be a new champion in 2017. Joe Miller, the 2-time champion, the defending champion, has been eliminated by Nick Kiefer. 426 to 402. Let's send it down to Jerry.
It has been a night of upsets indeed. Going down is the guy who enters each one of these events with a target on his back, Joe Miller. Is it just the nature of the competition, Joe?
Yes, it is. The competition, especially this year, has improved. You know, didn't quite catch it there, apart from that last one. You know, it's just the way it goes sometimes.
The numbers were good for all 8 balls. The swing speed was up there tremendously well. I guess when you get in that situation, how much harder do you start pressing down on those last few balls?
I think every ball's the same. I think you press as hard as every ball. You have to, going up against guys like Nick. Sometimes it just doesn't come off.
All right, well, you represent the sport very well all the time. Nick, how much confidence does it give you beating somebody like him in this first round of the Under the Lights?
You know, this is crazy to me right now, man. You know, I lost my dad back in December, so this means a lot.
I'm sure he's looking down and very proud of what his son does tonight. And moving on, how much will he be on your mind moving forward?
Whole thing, I got him right around my neck.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
An emotional Nick Kiefer with a drive of 426 yards eliminates Joe Miller.
Just a great golf swing right here. I mean, huge backswing. That club goes across the line just because it's a long swing. Great impact position. I love how he stays behind it. Awesome.
I would pay attention to what happens with his right shoulder right here and his right foot. You can see how that shoulder's moving behind, and you can see how that leg pops up. That is a wonderful creation of power, and then he fires through to that lead side. It's brilliant.
This is uninterrupted energy right there. Just flush, and he knew it right there.
And Joe Miller not able to outdistance Nick Kiefer's 426 yards, and the defending champion and a 2-time champion has been eliminated. So in the round of 16, Riesbeck eliminated by Wes Patterson in his first ever competition. Grassing a winner. Tim Burke, a two-time champion, survived a scare. Kyle Berkshire pulled off an upset. And the final 8 for tomorrow night are set. Can Patterson continue this miraculous ride, having knocked out Maurice Allen yesterday and taken down Ryan Riesbeck tonight? But coming up, we're going to crown a champion in the first ever mixed team competition. You don't want to miss it. It all unfolds live coming up next here on Golf Channel. Today's coverage is brought to you by the new Vivid XT by Volvic, the official ball of the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. Winstar World Casino and Resort. Let the good times roll. Avis, rent and we'll chip in on a Golf Now round. Performance inspired, better and clean. High performance, all natural sports nutrition. Back at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship, Mixed Team Championship getting set as we take a look at the brackets. And Sandra Karlberg and Jeff Flagg have advanced to take on Alexis Belton and Tommy Hug. Time for the introductions once again. Mark Sherman takes it away.
It's time to meet your finalists. First up, once again, a 4-time Volvic World Champion, a 1-time Volvic World Champion, the legends of Slam, Jeff Flagg and Sandra Karlberg.
Great to see these guys again take the stage. What a shot Flagg hit. Talk about drama, 4 1/4. Sandra was smooth though.
And talk about pressure, my goodness. I know she didn't feel it because she was crushing drives in her first event ever. And he was steady by her side to back her up. It's Alexis Belton and Tommy Hug, the long baller.
Awesome competition right here. Tommy was smooth. He got through the night there. He got his shot in. And Alexis has just put on a show.
So our first ever Mixed Team Championship. And the tee is Alexis Belton. She will play first.
340 in her drive earlier, and we've seen the golf ball start to go a little farther as we've gotten into the night. Does she have more than 340?
The wind's not.
I know.
It's really not. The temperature's dropping. It takes about 1 second to hit that golf ball.
Launched that one at 12 down the left-hand side, hopping around.
Look how quick she plays. Just stand up, take a look, take it back, rip.
Man, in this format, just hit that first ball in the
That
grid
one
is
off to the
huge.
right.
For 306.
And off the grid.
109. She had 111 miles an hour in the
Her best shot
semifinals. It's a little bit off to the right.
And what a day for her. They hit 10 sets, the women did, to reach the Final Four. 10 sets, and then they had their matches. And she beat Troy Mullins, who came in here really as the favorite. First ever competition.
And what a golf swing. This is pretty good here. Good numbers. Good apex. Does it get hot in the grid? It does.
And she flew at 310 and it rolls out to 330. So 10 yards shorter than in the semifinals, but still an awesome score for Alexis Belton.
The grid is clear. Play away.
Sandra Karlberg in the semifinals hit one 352 yards.
Very high hands at address. Look at those numbers. That's 114, so you can see she's got a little faster club head speed, a little greater potential distance. This down the left-hand side and a little flatter.
Staying in the grid down that left side, it will. Rolls out a decent amount across the 340 mark. .341. That one tumbles out of bounds left. So she has one more swing.
This is her final ball right here, number 4. See?
She's got 341 on the board. In the semi, she hit one 352. She misses that out to the right. She does give her team an 11-yard lead.
It's kind of like the relay in swimming, you know? Now see who can bring it home.
Tommy, the grid is clear.
Tommy Hug hit one 422 in the semifinals.
Sorry, Bob.
No, they defeated Phyllis Meddy and Maurice Allen. Allen hit all 4 out of bounds.
What you'll see with these long drivers is a nice trigger. Watch what happens as he's just getting going here. He'll kind of take his right toe, lift it up in the air and step on it, almost like it's an accelerator. And that keys the start of that backswing.
He's got to get one in the grid. Just to force Flag to get one in the grid. And we saw Flag go down to his very last swing.
Look at this grip. This makes Tommy Gainey's grip look like Jordan Spieth's how weak. He squares it though right there.
That's on the line. That's going to be close.
That's the one where you can get some speed.
Oh, we got a bad kick.
Boy, a few feet to the left and it kicks left.
And we've seen a lot of golf balls down the right kick left all night.
Last one for Hug.
And he's going to need a hug.
So here's Flag again. He's got to do the same thing.
Well, Flag doesn't have to because Carlberg already beat Belton with 341.
Are your winners?
That's right.
He does not have to hit.
There it is. The winners.
I like
So Sandra Carlberg's 341 holds up. Jeff Flag doesn't even have to take a swing. Although he responded in the semis with a drive of 425 on his last swing. But the team of Sandra Carlberg and Jeff Flag win the first ever mixed team event as they defeat Alexis Belton and Tommy Hug.
Love this golf swing, just year after year. Same thing, great turn, loads up that right side. Look at the head go down and back. Look at that extension. Just watching that club hit the ball to a full finish.
What I like watching in this swing is how her hips are going to key this downswing. Watch, she coils all the way back, and then you can see how she starts unwinding with the lower body, and that pulls the upper body, that separation between shoulder and hip.
Hovering the club right there. Very steady head. Most long drivers will move way off the golf ball, but she's a player, but the head will work down and back right there. Just a patented Sandra Carlberg swing.
So one more look at the tracer line brought to you by Volvic, and these are all of the shots, and it looks like
fireworks.
Fireworks on 4th of July. The Macy's firework display.
The Vivids were flying.
The first ever mixed team champions have been awarded, and Jerry is standing with the presentation.
And I'm here with Mike Ferguson, the general manager of Winstar Golf Operations, to make the official trophy presentations to the first ever mixed team finalist winners.
Congratulations, guys. Jeff, Sandra, you put on an awesome show for the first ever team competition. We're excited to have you here this year. Congratulations. Now here, let's hand out some hardware to you.
Thanks, Mike. You guys do a great job hosting this event. You're a great host for everybody that came here to be part of it. Sandra, is this a premonition of what could be tomorrow night to become, what would it be, 6-time champion? 5-time?
5-time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will do my absolutely best. And this was a good start, yeah.
One of your coaches is LPGA legend Helen Alfredson. What kind of advice does she give you when you hit this type of environment?
She always tried to get me more tough, like cooler and tougher. And yeah, she did a good job, yeah.
I'll say. Jeff, what would you say? She do a good job?
Yeah, I think she did all right. I think she did all right.
You enjoy this type of thing? That seems to be a lot of fun for everybody.
Oh, this was awesome. I mean, we were talking about it on the range, just being able to mix with the different groups, and I mean, they're crazy athletes, these girls, and I mean, they make us be on our game. So again, I was humbled to share the tee with this legend here. So hopefully we can do it some more.
It was a good show, good fireworks. Congratulations, you two.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bob?
Sandra Karlberg and Jeff Flagg win the first ever mixed team event here at the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. So the men's quarterfinals are set. You'll see all the action unfold live here on Golf Channel at 9 p.m. The defending champ is out, Joe Miller. Can Tim Burke, awaiting the birth of his first child, win his third? Then the women's semifinals, Sandra Karlberg will take on Heather Manfreda. And the defending champ, Phyllis Meddy, taking on Alexis Belton. Belton in her first ever long drive competition. She's got a chance tomorrow night. Make sure you join us for live coverage of the Volvic World Long Drive Championship. It continues tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Art, your thoughts, what you saw tonight?
Some great matches and great upsets. Patterson beating Riesbeck right out of the gate. And what a shot Will Hogue hit. I thought it was the shot of the night. Not because it was the longest, but it was the most unexpected to beat a 428-yard shot.
Yeah, and it was the longest at 437. Maurice Allen having a little fun with Jerry Foltz. Could not recapture that magic. Snapping turtle. Justin James has moved on. A night of pageantry here in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Will Hogue with a 437-yard shot will crown a pair of champions tomorrow night on the men's and women's side. For our entire crew, Bob Papa saying so long from Thackerville.